Hey guys, so I'm going to take and show you guys real quick on how to make an account with the CAD software that we are going to be using for this class. So we're going to be using Onshape. It's going to be on onshape.com, and what we're going to do is create a student account. So we'll be taking click on this. It should take and give us this little sign up, and what we can do is take and drop in our information here. Now, I want you guys to use your CSN email addresses, as I think that will be best. However, I already have an account with this email address, so I am going to use a different one. Here's an email address for my YouTube channel. So what I'm going to take and do is click on student, as we are students, and we are going to take and do a college university. Next, we're going to take and type in the school name here. You're going to have your school website. Make sure you guys take and put in the country, state. Oop. There we go. The city. It does want to know your graduation year, so whatever that may be for you. Your area of study. This is welding, but whatever yours is. And what are you using Onshape for? So we're going to be using Onshape as our CAD for this class. However, I personally think that it would be a lot more appropriate to simply just put, let's see, because my teacher is awesome. There we go, that works. We're going to take and check these boxes down here. This is going to make sure that we're at least 13 years old or older. We're going to take and use this for the actual class, so that's what this is for. We're not going to take and use this for any commercial stuff. And we've read the terms of use and private policy. So once we actually do this, we're going to hit complete the setup. And it will take and create our account. Now it's going to ask you to verify your email address. So what I want you to do is simply open up your email and verify that. I'm going to take and switch over to the other tab here and verify my email address. There we go. And once you get that, it should take and allow you to take and activate your account. So I'm just going to take and use a password that I've used for other various things. Just a simple one. It's going to ask if you're a student or an educator, and you guys are students. Company name, you can put this in if you wish. I don't know if that one's actually required. We're going to check the box, we're going to check the other box, and we are going to get started. I don't need this thing to save. Close this little box, and the other box, and the other box. There we go. It's going to ask us for the lengths, angles, mechanical stuff here. Most of this we can just leave alone. We really don't need to take and adjust any of this because we're going to be doing most of our stuff here in inches. We're going to be using degrees. We're going to be using pounds. So pretty normal stuff. We can just hit next. So this shows us our mouse controls. If we run our wheel on our mouse. It takes and allows us to pan. We can zoom or rotate stuff. If you're familiar with something else, then you're welcome to. If you already use SolidWorks, then go ahead and switch it to that. If you run AutoCAD, great, use that as well. Any of these others, but I would suggest just leaving it here as the default. Let's hit next. You can put in a nickname here if you want. I'm just going to leave it as my name, nothing too exciting. And then it's going to check your browser, and it just wants to make sure that this is going to work, because how this program here works is that it doesn't actually download to your computer. It actually just runs completely online. And this is a really a benefit here, because you guys can pull this up on any device. So if you have a laptop, it'll work. If you have a desktop, it'll work. Chromebook, it'll work. Even cell phone. Assuming it's a smartphone, it will work as well. So we're going to take and hit done. And it's going to open up our main page here. So some things I want to show you guys. So first off, we're in Owned by Me. So this would be where you actually take and create any of your various documents yourself. Recently opened. Obviously we haven't recently opened anything. Created by Me. So these are things that you actually made, but in the other here, this is things that you've owned. We also have Shared with Me. So Shared with Me allows you to take and share it with other various people, and then anybody who shares a document with you, it'll pop up in here. You can label stuff if you wish. You can also see the public. These are various public objects that have been created. You're welcome to look through them. They've got some pretty cool stuff in here. And of course the trash, automatically deleted in 30 days. Now we also have our accounts here. So if we take a look at my account, you can see pretty basic stuff. Emails, any preferences, notifications, anything that you want to take and adjust in here, you can. I personally like to add my Google Drive account, but it's not required. Now we do have subscriptions. I would suggest that you guys leave this subscription as an education account, because that way it is free. There's no need to pay for this. So there's no need necessarily to put in any payment information, because we are going to be using the education subscription for this. Alright, we can also connect this to create a team here to actually work on with other various people. Not super critical for what we're actually doing. They do have the support website as well. If you guys are having any issues, you guys are welcome to take a look. And you can of course sign out. Now we have action items here. We're not really going to take and need this. This is going to be for anything that you really need to do. If I need to bring something to your attention, we really won't use it. They do have the App Store in here as well. It does have a couple various apps in it. We're not going to be using any of these apps. You really don't need them for what we're actually doing. We also have the Learning Center. This is absolutely wonderful. Tremendous amount of good information in here. You guys should definitely take a look at it. They have some instructor-led trainings. These do cost money. So if you're interested, you can certainly do that. They have the self-paced courses, which is what I would like to show you. So if you guys look at this, they do have a whole bunch of these various classes. Let's go into the CAD Basics. CAD Basics, we could do like an introduction to 2D drawings. This one is really nice. So it actually just has a course. You start this and then it'll take and go through and give you a pretty good idea of what's going on. So if you guys are really interested in expanding your knowledge in Onshape beyond this particular course, then I would definitely suggest looking into this. We also have the help menu here as well. They've got some other various stuff. We're going to take and go back to our documents. Now in this, we're going to take and hit create. And when we hit create, we have our documents, folders, we can import files or label things. What we're going to actually do is create a document. And I want you guys to take and label this document with your first name underscore last name. Okay, it's going to be in the owned by me, and we don't necessarily need to put a label on it. But this right here is going to be the document that we're going to be using for our assignments in this class. You're going to hit create. Now it brings you into your documents here. So you guys can see we have 3 different planes to actually work on. We have this little box over here on the right. If we take and right click on this box, we can move it around. So we're going to right click and hold. We can also do this with the planes out here. We can right click and hold on them. If on this little box, if you click on, left click on one of these faces, you can take and turn and adjust your object. You can click the sides, the bottom. We want to go to the left side or the front. You can also move around with these little buttons here. You can also set up an isometric. There's some other various things in here you're welcome to take a look at. Now on the left hand side here, we can see our different planes. You can highlight them if you want. We can see our parts as they get created down here. We've got some other stuff for new tabs. We'll talk about this in a minute. Down here on the bottom is our Part Studio number 1. We're actually going to right click on this, and I want you guys to rename it. We are going to rename this as Donut. And the reason we're going to do that is because that is your very first assignment. So next we have our assembly. We're not necessarily going to use this assembly tab. It's a little beyond this class. This is really how you would bring in various parts, and then you could assemble those together if we're going to be doing more complex things. Not really something that we need in this particular course. We're going to be working with simpler objects. Alright, on the top here is a whole bunch of various tools. And what I want you guys to notice here is the sketch tool, which is probably one of the most important. If we click on our sketch tool, it will open up a sketch with our sketch, and you can see it pops up as red because it's asking for a sketch plane. So what we want to do is simply hover over top and click. This will open up a sketch plane on top of the top plane. You can see it says top plane right here. We can also just delete that if we want to pick a different one. We could also take and select it over here if we want it to be maybe on the front plane. So now it says front plane, which we can't see necessarily. Let's change our view. We'll do an isometric. So you can see our front plane. It has a sketch on it, sketch number 1. If we take and just close this out, you can see it just deletes it because we weren't doing anything with it either. Now we have some other various stuff over here. These are our different tables. We're going to take and talk about these more later, so I would not worry about them now. Down here is our various measuring and analysis tools. Well, we will discuss those later, but we don't really need them right now. Now, what's really important here, and what I want you guys to remember, is I want you guys to come up here to the top where it says share. So once you guys open this up, okay, it should have your name on top of it here, and I want you guys to share this document with me. So it's going to be Thomas, period, Reece, R-E-E-C-E, at csn.edu. And make sure you guys just leave it as can edit so I can see what's going on in there. And I want you guys to just hit share. That should pop up right here, and then therefore this document will be shared with me, and that way I can actually look at your guys' assignments. We'll close. Now if we go back here and hit Onshape again, we can take and see that that document pops up here. Now there's no picture on it because we haven't created anything yet, but I want you guys to always use this document for everything. Every assignment in this class should be under this document right here. We're going to take and come in and we'll make a new tab, and we'll do a new Part Studio every single time that we have a new assignment in this class. That way the documents are already shared with me. I can find all of the various parts and everything will work. If you guys come up here and create a new document, this should be for a personal project. Okay, anything in this class, use this one document for all of it. All right. We will see you guys for the next video where we start making parts.